what's up, guys? It is 2 o'clock right now, and it is Friday, so that's pretty cool. But we will be going to IKEA, and then we're gonna go to hmart. Oh, and by the way, it's your girl with the double chin, because somebody on Reddit was like, your homegirl's got a double chin, and I was like, oh, thank
No,
you.
stop.
Thank you. I'm sorry my camera angles are so bad, it's always like this. I actually don't know what is going on really. I gained a little weight over coronavirus, but I've always, for a few years I've had this slight double chin, and I used to sing opera, and I started looking up and doing all this research, like, do I have a thyroid disorder, like, what's going on, because I would lose weight in my body, but I would still have, like, this tiny bit of, like, skin here, and I don't really know how to get rid of it. If anyone knows any exercises on how to get rid of, like, a double chin when it's not really a real double chin, I don't know. I'm a nursing student, and so I started, like, doing all this research. I thought I had, like, a thyroid disorder. I thought I had Hashimoto's, if you know what that is. It's, like, the thyroid disorder with low thyroid. So I was, like, panicking, right? And then I looked up, if you're doing singing and you're doing, like, opera, sometimes singers will get, like, this weird, like, muscle right underneath the chin right here that will, like, become bigger. And if you look at a lot of opera singers, it will almost look like they all have double chins. Very small ones, not at all, like, serious. But I don't know. I really don't know. I found some exercises and things like that to do to, like, get rid of extra skin there, but I don't know if it's gonna work. At the end of the day, we're all gonna look ugly someday, and you're gonna get saggy skin on your face at some point. So if you have saggy skin on your face now and you're not, like, considered obese or anything like that, and you have people saying, oh, your homegirl's got a double chin, just to let you know, eventually you're all gonna have double chins. So just live with it, be happy with yourself, don't hate yourself. I mean, I've already had acne since I was, like, 12 years old, and I'm now 22. So I've dealt with being super depressed in my looks for, like, many years. So at the end of the day, having a double chin is a lot less worse than having acne. So I would actually take having a double chin the rest of my life and having a couple guys here on there that my husband interacts with on Reddit or Discord or whatever say I have a double chin than people being like pizza face, because that was terrible in high school. I hated it. I'll never go there again. But yeah, just gotta let that out, because I feel like the world's moving into, like, people being more kind to each other, not caring about beauty really. Like, I don't feel like we should care about being almost beautiful or whatever. Like, there's no reason to. It just, when you put makeup on, you're like, cool, like, that's to cover up flaws. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't be thinking that that's beautiful, you know? There should be some fairness in it. I don't know, I'm going on a rant here, but I feel like most girls feel this way. Maybe guys don't. There's a bunch of douchebags anyway. They're probably single, but it's fine. I'm kind of mean, I'm sorry. I'm a bully. But anyway, moving on. We're going to IKEA right now. Then we're going to go to hmart. I have this whole cookbook on Chinese food, and I am going to pick the recipes I bookmarked, and I'm going to choose some to use for our cooking stuff, because I kind of wanted to surprise Hawkeye, but kind of got failed. It kind of failed because I'm bad at holding secrets. I don't like to, because I'm just bad at surprising people. I love surprising people, but I feel bad when I do it with Hawkeye because I feel like he gets suspicious. So,
Suspicious.
You drive.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna go to IKEA, see if we can find a love seat and a chair for my desk, and maybe look at some of the outdoor furniture. We're just gonna see what they have, honestly, because we don't know. There could be some good sales right now. You never know. But yeah, we'll see you later.
2 hours later.
So we got back home and we ended up buying. We were looking for a couch, but all the IKEA couches for some reason are love seats that are ginormous, and our apartment's like it's big, but it's not like super big, and I don't want a couch that's like taking up too much space. So we ended up finding 2 table stools for our counter, so we can eat on our counter, and we have our foldable table for when guests are here. So the foldable table I'll show you later, but it's basically be used for our piano. But we bought this because I needed a plant table that I can wheel all my plants on and go outside with them when it starts to get a little cooler here, because here, if you have plants, it is so hot that your plants will die. But it's gonna be better, so we're kind of working on making the outdoor area really cool. Eventually this outdoor couch, this wood one, will be outside with waterproof cushions, and then we'll have a new couch inside. So complicated. But we decided that we're gonna build this red looking shelf. It's red, it's metal. And we're gonna do like a little time lapse or something. So you're gonna see that. Yeah.
High five.
Okay. It's done.
2 hours later.
Kind of being a little sneaky. I don't think he really knows what I'm making. But we're cooking dinner and I decided to show off whatever skills I think I have. We're going to be making mushu roll. And the other one, I don't know the Chinese name, so I'm just going to say in this cookbook I have, it's called Braised Bamboo Shoots. This is a Chinese cookbook that's from a Chinese man in the UK. And basically he wanted to go around China and celebrate different parts of China. So it's not like every recipe ever in China. I mean, obviously there's way more. But it has like the majority of like the most popular, most common things you would find in that region of China. So it's kind of interesting. I like to research, so today we'll be trying to make this for dinner. It's kind of late because we were out all day, so Hawkeye's probably doing work, I don't know. So we'll start off with the easy part, which is making getting the bamboo shoot recipe ready because it has the least amount of ingredients. It's a little easier. I'm a little slow with garlic because for some reason I always get it stuck all over my hands. I don't know anyone that thinks garlic is easy because it's sticky. It's always stuck to you. It's not fun. But it smells nice. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully it works. Hopefully Hawkeye becomes so surprised that I can make it. Hopefully it tastes kind of like what I think it should. Okay, that's good. I'm not the best at crushing garlic. I'm just going to put that there. I prefer to use like a stone mortar and pestle. They're easier, so let's see. There's also a weird angle only because the counter has an oven here. There's no island, so I have to work with what I have. See what I tell you? I stuck it. Wash it. No, it's a little easier to use. So always cut off the ends because no one wants that nasty brown part. Watch me cut my hands on video. That'll be funny. So we're just gonna, I don't know. Let's go to that recipe. For it, it says crush the garlic, so I can't crush garlic because I don't have my mortar and pestle, so I'm not gonna dice it, I'm just gonna kind of roughly chop it. So I'm just gonna make big chunks. So then it will like be there, but it won't be like, it won't be kind of in the way, you know what I mean? That way, basically the whole premise of what I've gotten from Korean and Chinese food with garlic is just cutting it so the aroma comes out. That's what oh wait, I don't want to end this. I always put my garlic in these. Just like a little bowl, just tiny. So that when you throw it into your pan, it doesn't stick everywhere. So, the garlic. Okay, so the next step is we need green onion. Just ready to start. So for the bamboo shoot, you just want to chop it up. Oh, I've actually never made I made a hot dog video, but that's not really cooking. So I've never actually shown how terrible I am at chopping. No one come for me, please. Please don't come for me, and don't come for my chin, I swear. Watch out, people. Double chin girl coming at you. Coming at you, double chin girl. 2021. Actually, I'm losing weight, so I'm doing exercises to get rid of a double chin, so that's helpful. Ooh, these are spicy. You know, does anybody else get really affected to like the acids in onion? Because I'm always like, ooh. They didn't tell me these green onions were spicy, you know. Okay, we're gonna put some. We have chives in the mushu roll, but let's put some green onion too, just a little. Because I can't stand some recipes where it doesn't have any onion in it. I don't understand. Okay. There. So these are what I could find. These are Chinese chives, but they were called yellow flower chives. But then I saw online that they're also called the golden chives. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I was looking for the gold chives or just translation is wrong. So we're using these because in the picture, they are green. This is for the mushuro. So you're just gonna cut into kind of like long pieces. So I'm gonna cut them like about. Let's do like this one will do. Boom, boom, boom. And I wash all my vegetables first. I wash them in like a bowl of water. There's I forget her name. Oh my gosh. So there's this Chinese YouTuber who is crazy in China. She like has factories now. She makes money, like a ton of money. Oh, I put that on the wrong plate. She makes a lot of money, right? All she does for her content is just live out in the middle of like the wild and just cook and show farming and stuff in China, right? And she makes so much money in 1 year or whatever it was. And people like, I saw like videos of guys trying to cook like her, like watching her recipe and trying to do it. And it's just, it is absolutely hilarious. Oh, I know I broke my mushroom. It's fine. Okay, so you're gonna take your mushrooms and I'm gonna try to chop off the end here. It's kind of dirty right there, I don't know. Let me wash this. Okay, if anyone's watching this and you've never cooked in your entire life and you're somehow following this recipe because, I don't know, maybe you decided, whatever, right? If you're trying to make a recipe and you've never cooked with mushrooms, please remember, always wash them unless you want your food to taste like dirt. And that does happen. I remember when I was young, I was like, oh, this is gonna be really hard to cut. When I was young, I tried to cook food for my family and I didn't know that you don't wash mushrooms very well. They taste kind of gritty. So I was eating the food and I realized I kept tasting like pieces of something and I was grossed out. So okay, let's just cut that end off like that. It's fine. Don't do what I just did. This is the part I hate about Chinese mushrooms. Look, American mushrooms, they are like, I don't know what you call them really, but mushrooms that you get normally at a supermarket in America, the ends of them can just pop off. But the Chinese mushrooms, they're so stiff, they don't come off like that. You can't pull them off. You have to cut them off or just use them anyway. So in the photo, they show these mushrooms being like super thin, but I don't know how they cut them like that. So just cut them thin. You can do this. Oh wait, you can do quality control. So cut that like that. So just kind of cut them in pieces, and I'm just gonna speed through this part. So we will be back when I have finished all of my mushrooms. Alright, next parts, guys, we have bamboo shoots. If you live in a country where you can get fresh bamboo shoots, I would use those. Or if you don't have an Asian market near you that sells ones like these that are preserved in literally citric acid, vitamin C, gluconic acid, water, and sodium, Hexametaphosphate. Wow, that sounds interesting. But basically, if you can't find this, they have canned ones in most grocery stores. I believe even Fry's now, or Kroger, carries a pretty good selection of Chinese ingredients, I've noticed now. I even saw, like, Korean ingredients recently. I'm like, what? Red pepper paste? When? Since when did you guys carry that? Alright, let me grab scissors. Okay, these are my rusty pair of scissors. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but if you ever lived in a household where you had multiple siblings, in my household, somehow things like these would just vanish. My parents would have like maybe 6 pairs of scissors in the entire house. We wouldn't know where any of them are. I remember when I was 6 years old and we had a missing pair of scissors, and we ended up finding it in the yard. Like in the dirt. It made no sense. I don't know who put it there. Alright, I'm gonna give them a rinse first. I don't really want like the sour water in it. So if you have canned ones, I would wash them first. Well, we lost one. It's okay, my sink is clean. If it's your own house, you don't care. So take your little bamboo shoots carefully. Get a little slimy. I like this kind. I get it from hmart. I don't know if every hmart carries all the same ingredients, because I have noticed some of my favorite YouTubers like Strictly Dumpling, Stephanie Sue. They go to hmart and they'll find stuff that my hmart doesn't have. Granted, my hmart is the first hmart in my state and it's brand spanking new, so I'm sure things are going to show up as it goes. But I'm a little sad not to see some things, you know, it's just a little sad. So we're going to cut these. They recommend to cut them like about that size. So maybe like this for the smaller ones. For the bigger pieces, because if you understand about cooking, bigger chunks like this need to be cut a little smaller unless you want them to take forever. It's not really focusing on the food, but basically just kind of cut it as you go. Let's cut the meat. So now we're going back to the mushu roll, and we are going to cut the meat. So I will get rid of this because we don't need it. I don't cut my meat on the cutting boards like that, because if you cut it on plastic or wood, it will contain bacteria from the meat and I can spread salmonella and so many things. I don't want to get sick. So it's just better just use another cutting board, or if you don't have one, grab a plate, cut your meat on here. So I bought the leanest pork I could find basically for this recipe. You basically don't want to buy you don't want to buy pork belly. So you want to buy pork that doesn't have a lot of fat. Because if you get really fatty pork, you'll cook it, and if you don't cook it long enough, the fat won't kind of melt off. And it can taste good with barbecue. Korean barbecue is really good, but it doesn't really work for a dish like this. You kind of want it to be able to be cut and have all the pieces kind of be the same. Now normally I would cut this while it's still a little like frozen, but unfortunately it thawed out a little faster than I cut vegetables. So just cut it kind of so that the pieces are thin. Because it's not pork belly, you don't have to worry as much of it shrinking like pork belly kind of does when you cook it too long. So this one's pretty good. And I found this meat at hmart. Just because hmart has, when you're an American that's very used to cooking, American food or European food, you go to a regular supermarket. But since I married someone who's Chinese and I started eating Chinese food, I realized that a lot of the meats that we eat, they don't cut them like that or even sell them at American markets. Like I can't even find lamb. Like I love lamb dishes from North China, and I can't find that. I have to go to a Chinese market to find lamb. HMart, I haven't seen lamb there. Maybe there is lamb, but I haven't seen it at the one I have, so I don't know. Maybe Koreans don't really eat lamb. I don't really see Korean recipes with lamb, so it's mainly like chicken, pork, beef, lots of seafood, which I love. I don't remember the name of it in Korean, but it's a dish with spicy octopus. It's so good. That thing is amazing. Or Korean curry. That's really good too. I love Korean curry. Now they just have instant curry, but it's not the same as the homemade curry. It's so much better. It just takes a long time to cook. So. Also, if you have a better knife than me, it might be a little easier for you. If you have like a meat cleaver or a sharper knife. My knives are pretty cheap, so they're not the best, but they work. Alright, we are ready to cook. So I kind of forgot to tell you guys this, but you have to make a marinade for your pork after you cut it. You need a little salt. You can kind of eyeball it depending on your preference. 1 teaspoon of regular soy sauce, ground black pepper, however you want, Shaoxing wine or a dry sherry. I have Shaoxing wine, so that's also 1 tablespoon. And then 1 teaspoon of cornmeal, or corn flour or cornstarch. It depends on how people translate it. And then 2 tablespoons of just water. So that was that. I need to add a little more, actually. I didn't add nearly enough. Okay. And you're going to marinate that for 15 minutes. So just mix it pretty well because the cornstarch is meant to thicken it, where the meat can kind of soak up some of those ingredients. You don't want it to be really peppery in one part and really salty in another, you know? Just won't be good. So just make sure to marinate that really good. That's gonna be 15 minutes. So we're gonna put a timer. Okay, so put that aside. And let's work on our next step. Let's work on our side dish, which we can start cooking. The side dish is very easy. Okay, so we're gonna take our pan. I don't have a wok yet because Hawkeye wants to buy one from China and ship it here because he likes to save maybe $10 or however much. He wants to buy cast iron one. So basically my point is it won't come in for a long time. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna put oil. They say 1 tablespoon. We're gonna eyeball it. That's about 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil or whatever you like to use. Olive oil. Please, 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 if you are a white person, and I'm putting this as a white person because it's typically is a white person thing, and you're one of those people that's like, I'm a workaholic, I eat only olive oil with all my food. Please, please, please do not put olive oil in Chinese food. It ruins the flavor. Do not put olive oil, please. If you do that, it's like killing the Asian food, okay? Nobody uses olive oil in any Asian food, in Japanese, Chinese, Korean, nothing. Please don't. Alright, turn your burner on to medium. Okay, we're gonna add the garlic and stir fry. Oh. So, don't do this at home, kids. Alright, wait until it heats a little. It's not heated all the way. Oh, whatever, let's just throw it in. So much going on. Okay, we're gonna heat this up. Grab your little, whatever kind of spoon you use. A PSA here, but if you're using a metal pan, like this one, do not use metal utensil, because what happens is the metal utensil will scrape it, and then it will start to not work properly. So please just either find wood or plastic. That is the best way to do it. If I had a wok, this would be so much easier. But it's okay. It's okay. Some Chinese people are probably gonna go in the comments, you can't cook Chinese food without a wok. I see that a lot on the internet. People be like, if you can't cooking Chinese food without a wok, what are you doing? Especially eggs. People always want to use a wok to cook eggs, so I don't know. Okay. Don't let your garlic burn. Never look away from your garlic. It will burn as fast as you can possibly imagine. You just want to be able to smell. Smell your garlic. A little brown, not burnt. A little golden, not brown. Then you're good. Alright, so we added our green onion in and you're going to cook that.
Hi baby, I'm home. What smells so good? What are you cooking?
Oh, I'm cooking.
Oh, what's this?
Braised. I'm going to turn it down to low. And we are going to put in. Do you mind grabbing a spoon?
Is this bamboo?
Can you give me a spoon?
Okay.
We're going to put soy bean sauce. I was looking for yellow bean sauce and probably it was mung bean or some other kind of bean, but or broad bean, but this is what I got. So you're going to put about 2 tablespoons.
Wow.
So just
Can I
2
smell it?
spoons.
Oh, it's the smell of my hometown.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
And then get some hoisin sauce.
Hoisin?
Hoisin. This is in this recipe.
This is in Chinese called 海鲜酱.
Kashinjang? Ah, I need to know the names in Chinese. I can impress your parents. And you're also going to put 1 tablespoon. So about that, it's 1 tablespoon. And let's. Okay, can you grab the sugar for me?
Sugar. Where's the sugar?
It is in where I put all of the ingredients. And then sesame oil. You're going to put in. If I can read faster. 2 tablespoons. So 1.
Powder sugar or cane sugar?
2.
Powder or cane?
Cane. Never powder. Powder is for baking. Okay, and then we're going to add some black pepper. Do about that. Now, there's like a counting thing with cooking a lot of times. You'll find that a lot of chefs will count. Okay, so give me about 1 spoon. About a teaspoon, so just kind of a little bit. Because we're braising it, so we're going to be boiling it, and it's going to become kind of like it'll become like a thick sauce, and it'll make it soft. If you've ever had braised pork, like there's a very famous dish in China that is pork belly, kind of like Korean, but
I love pork belly.
It's called red braised pork belly, and it's like I forget the Chinese name. How can I know?
红烧肉.
And it's Hawkeye's mom's favorite dish.
Yeah, my mom's favorite. It's not very healthy. It's so fat.
It has sugar in it too, so it can be.
She doesn't eat it often, so it's okay.
I think it's okay to indulge in tasty things every now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, why live your whole life and never eat things that taste good, you know? Okay, and after this, we cook for a few minutes. Hawkeye, can you grab the saucepan, the little metal one? It's inside the cabinet. Small one.
Inside the cabinet?
Bottom cabinet. No, the other one. This will happen when Hawkeye comes home. He has no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what things are.
So I'm gonna put it in this one so that when we cook our pork, we cook it in here. So just carefully pour it.
Yeah. I'm so hungry.
It looks kind of like the mapo tofu to me. I don't know why.
And it smells better.
Okay.
Mapo
Can you
tofu
grab
is
paper towel,
spicy.
please?
Okay.
It's on right here. So, because this pan is very easy to clean,
Yeah.
what I like to just do is I like to just wipe it really fast, because most of Chinese food has a very similar taste.
Yes.
So even if you leave some stuff in it, it will still taste the same. All right, we're gonna cook our pork here after this pan cools down a little, and with this one we're gonna need 2 cups of water in with it. So whatever cup measurement you have, I have this. Okay, let me tell you guys a joke. So if you're not from America, you might be living in a country where you have to buy water, because maybe the water in your country isn't safe to drink. But besides Flint, Michigan, in America, there is a bunch of people that will go out of their way to always use water that's bottled for cooking. Yet the water they have is safe to drink. So, I don't know, it's weird. Alright, so you're going to bring to a boil and then simmer after it stops boiling. So I'm going to turn this one on. That's hard to do. Okay, bring it to a boil. Then after it boils, you're going to simmer over high heat for 5 minutes, then reduce the heat to medium, and simmer gently for 30 minutes. Once the sauce is like half, then it's reduced enough. So it should be kind of saucy in the photo. Now let's start with our mushu pork. This is fun! So with the mushu pork, the first step is to marinate, then heat half the vegetable oil in a wok, add the pork and stir fry. So this will be fast, so I might just kind of slow down here and wait until this is a little closer to being done, and then we will be back.
It smells so good. It's the best.
Alright, tell me if you guys recognize this song. That's as much as I'll sing, because our timer is on. So if you can't understand my Chinese, I am trying my very best with my pinyin, and sometimes some of the, don't know how to explain, some of the sounds in English that, English readers, we read by the phonetics we learned, are different from the Chinese phonetics, so then we are like, what the hell? Like Z. Z for some reason in Chinese can be, is it a Z? Could be a Z, or it could be a J. And you're like, why is it a J? I don't know. My English brain is breaking. So whatever you learned in English, the reason they say Chinese is the hardest language to learn, it's only for the fact that it's not really the hardest thing, like, oh my gosh, you'll never learn it your entire life, like, you'll never be able to pick up on it. But it is different from English, so it's very confusing. What the biggest rule, if you want water to stay in the pan, leave the lid on. If you want sauce to simmer down, become lower, you want to let water out. It will come out through the air. Otherwise, you'll make the cooking mistake and then you'll just be left with a soggy mess. So our pork is going to take about maybe 7-8 minutes to cook, like the whole dish. So we are just going, this takes 30 minutes, so we're going to pretty soon be ready. Alright, so we are going to start making our mushu roll, and you're gonna use half a cup of olive oil, vegetable oil, and you're gonna only use half of it for just the meat part. So first we started with our meat. It's been marinated for 15 minutes. It looks kind of like this. Looks nice. Looks nice and tenderized, sweet.
Pretty fresh.
Alright. And we are going to put them in the little pan when it's heated.
Baby, did you make rice?
Yes.
Oh, I see it.
You always have to make rice in an Asian house. Who don't make the rice? Unless you're eating noodles, because you don't need rice and noodles.
Yeah, you don't eat them together.
No.
That would be too much food.
I don't know why all restaurants always give us rice and noodles. So we order noodles and they still give us, or like hot pot, and they still give us rice. Wow, don't need that much.
Because some people they like to eat rice, some people like noodles. And they're pretty cheap, so best way to serve both.
Okay.
Mushu Park?
Mushu ro.
Okay, Mushu Pork in Chinese is Mushu Rou. So it's kind of similar.
That's what you wrote on the paper.
Oh yeah.
That's what you told me it was, so that's why I wrote that. Okay. So you're gonna cook this for approximately 3 minutes until it's sealed all over and almost cooked through. So you don't want it to be completely cooked through because then you're gonna run into an issue.
Oh. Is it hot?
Yeah.
Oh, be careful.
Just trying to, I don't want to get all of the cornmeal in my food. I don't want it to look like that.
Yeah.
Here, grab a paper towel, Nita.
Okay. Every time I grab a paper towel, I don't know where they are. I spin.
That's true, you do like a little spin around the room to figure out where things. Our pastor kind of made fun of him, but Haka kind of doesn't care. Basically, Haka is like a little kid. Okay, add the rest of the oil. We're gonna cook the rest. Okay. Transfer the pork to a heat proof bowl, put aside, and we're gonna add all of our mushrooms. Now, I don't have cloudier mushrooms because we like these dry mushrooms you can get from like China, and I can't find them anywhere, even at the Chinese store here, so this is what I have.
This is pretty good. I like it.
I hate the Chinese mushrooms. Not the taste, just how they're hard to cut. So like soft.
Oh yeah. They're like very puffy.
So grab a wooden tool. I know I said don't use metal and then I use chopsticks in the pan, but I have a reason for that. It works very nicely for me. You don't have to scrape it, you know, you just kind of...
Yeah, just make it even.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to cook this, and there's supposed to be something called golden needles in China. I can't find golden needle. So I don't know where you find golden needle in America, but I know you can buy them in China.
Golden needle?
That's what's in it. So it says here, it says also known as egg flour pork, this dish displays an important role as a filling for pancake rolls and other northern breads of Mandarin cooking. Mushu is the name for the dried lily buds or golden needles that are integral to the dish. Together with cloudier mushrooms, the name also reflects the hint of gold in the eggs that are added. This is a time-honored dish that features on the menu.
Oh!
Yeah.
I know what gold needle is.
I couldn't find it.
It's a mushroom.
Oh, well, where'd you find it?
Look, let me show you.
We don't own it.
We probably do.
No, we don't.
The white one, very small in the bag.
Those aren't golden needle.
These are.
No, they're not.
Okay.
It says right here. It says lily buds or golden needles. They sell in the marketplace.
Okay.
Just not ours. You can look at pictures. The ones you're talking about, they call them here. They call them like straw noodle or straw mushroom. Okay, heat on medium. The mushrooms are oily. Then we're going to, after we do this, after we stir fry this for a few minutes, just to get it to go. I didn't heat the pan before I did this, so it's kind of my fault. But basically, you want to cook it down a little, and then you're going to add a teaspoon of regular soy sauce and dark soy sauce.
Oh, I see. Golden needle is this thing.
Okay.
It's called jinzhengu.
Can you get some sugar?
Cane sugar?
Yes.
Okay.
Most dishes I found have sugar that Hawkeye likes.
Oh, I don't know.
It says I don't need sugar.
How much?
Oh, not yet. Just bring it out.
Okay.
You have to stir fry this first so it becomes a little soft.
So So you basically cook the meat and vegetables separately? Oh.
You're gonna add the meat last because it's gonna get a gold color from the sauce. You cook the vegetables first.
Okay.
You want your mushrooms to not be crunchy, so you want them to kind of thin out a little from cooking.
Oh, so once they heat it up, it shrinks.
A little bit. You don't want them to shrink too much. I mean, you can cook mushrooms to death where they just disappear, but we don't want to do that. So, okay, now that they're kind of soft, I like the texture, I like the color. We're gonna add in our soy sauces. So we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of both.
Okay.
1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. Now you can measure it out if you're one of those people, but I've learned that a lot of things you can just kind of eyeball. And we're also going to put in half a teaspoon of sugar. Okay.
That's one.
So this is like half a teaspoon.
Okay.
To me at least. I don't really cook with a lot of sugar, so most of my food doesn't have a lot of recipes have a lot of sugar in them. Or if they do, it's like maybe a spoon. Like some Korean recipes that people really like the cucumber salad, spicy cucumber salad thing that has like 1 teaspoon of sugar.
I can smell the mushroom now.
Okay. We're going to turn this down a little so it doesn't burn. We are going to transfer this on top of our pork. That's literally what it tells me to do. So empty your wok. The next step we're going to do is we're going to cook our eggs. So we need another paper towel just to clear off the oil on the side of the pan because you don't want to light your kitchen on fire and cause everybody else pain in your entire apartment building. Please don't be that person. Turn this down to low. And then we are going to add a little more oil. So we're going to put a little more vegetable oil to cook our egg. We have our eggs. I didn't tell you guys in the video because I kind of forgot about it. But basically, 4 eggs, lightly beaten. Don't beat them to death like Americans like to do, where we just and there's bubbles all over it. And you're like, what did you do? So lightly beaten. If you have chopsticks, great. If you don't, use a fork or a whisk, whatever you like. You could even use your finger if you wanted. Go for it. Okay, add a little more egg. We want to turn it up to medium. If you don't know anything about eggs, if you don't want the egg to stick on the pan, you want to heat it up to about like medium. Let it get pretty oily too. This pan, for some reason, the oil just wants to go. I don't know why. All right. Okay. So you add your eggs in, right? You're gonna cook your eggs for like scrambled egg kind of looking thing. So we'll use that. I'm gonna grab a wooden spoon that doesn't have any holes in it. I'm gonna bring my egg to the center. I am not the best cook for egg advice, so don't look at my cooking of eggs and think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna learn so much from her on how not to make an egg stick to a pan. I'm not the best at it. Also, it depends on the kind of pan you have. Cheaper pans often will have the egg stick to it. If you have a non-stick pan or a ceramic non-stick, those are pretty nice. So basically we want it to be like scrambled eggs. Okay, now that it's kind of solidified, it's kind of wet, we're going to add in our green onion and chives. You don't have to add green onion in, but I like green onion, so that's why I'm adding that in. We're also going to add in some Shaoxing wine, 1 tablespoon. Now remember, alcohol will cook off, so it will not taste as like alcohol-y. And then some sesame oil, 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna need 5 more. Man. And grab your egg spoon. Kind of break up the egg. We don't want it to be super like in the way. And let this cook for 1 minute approximately. Cook to take longer to put in your pan, so they're probably using a wok, and woks make everything so easy. I don't know what it is about woks, but everything just cooks so fast. Looks like I'm making scrambled eggs. Okay, did you know I have eggs?
Oh yeah, I love eggs.
I guess I never saw eggs in the photo. It doesn't look like there is any eggs.
Oh, the eggs are not that golden anymore. I think this is doesn't have the soy sauce.
Yeah, the sauce in it.
Right.
Until you add the pork in, then it becomes brown. I get what you mean.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, I'm kind of letting my chives cook because I want them to have that flavor. My green onion is soft, so now we are going to add in the fried pork, cloud, mushroom, sauce, everything. Now, if you had a wok, this wouldn't be so precarious, but didn't expect it to be such a big pan, or a big amount. This is why we're only eating one large dish and one small dish, because you don't want to eat more than that. It's too much. This will taste very good. Just kind of flip it around. You're going to cook this for 1 to 2 minutes until pork is all the way cooked. If you thought yours was a little more raw or whatever. And also until everything's very combined, so it's not like mushrooms are in one spot and not in all of the parts. So we're just kind of mixing this in.
Wow, it looks nice. Can't wait to have it.
Well, I hope I did it right. I hope this looks like what it's supposed to look like.
You are the best.
Alright.
Best cook. Master chef.
Oh yeah, don't say that. I don't want to go on MasterChef. I would be eliminated first round. I'm gonna say, what is this trash that you've been cooking your whole life?
This one should be done, right?
Yep, that's reduced. So if your stuff is about halfway done, on the braised bamboo, just turn it off, and we're done.
Okay.
Alright, so we're already eating. Let's try it.
Wow, they look very nice.
Good.
Yeah, this is the best food ever. I have been to US for so many years. This is the best food. If my parents are here, I will tell them that you can open a restaurant.
No. Mega.
So nice.
Okay.
Delicious.
You're so hyper, I think it's fake.
It's not. I'm shaking. That's how good this is. Because we don't live in California, and this type of food we never, we don't have a restaurant here serving this. This is authentic. Look at the rice. The rice is perfect.
If you want to make rice right, measure with finger.
The mushroom is good. It's even tastes better than meat. Don't you agree? The texture is so unique. I absolutely love it.
You can take some of this to work.
Yeah.
Some extra rice. like this so much.
Yeah. All the flavors are inside.真香.
真香.
Mhm.
真香.
Mm.
Or like the girls that guys like, the ones that talk like this.
Mhm.
Hi, 你好，你好吗?
Yeah.
I forgot how to say my name is.
泰勒.
No. In Chinese. I know what my name is in
我
Chinese.
名字.
我名字? No, like,
我叫泰勒.
okay. I'm gonna do it the sweet girl. 我叫泰勒.
Baby, you're so sweet. It's a surprise to me. Thank you so much. I love you.